Well, welcome back to Coma. Thank you for tuning in yet again. You keep coming back for the good news, don't you? Well, I've got a lot of it here today. There are a lot of great things happening in Tacoma, as you have heard if you've been listening to the first half of the show. Here we have Tacoma Refugee Choir, and I've got Erin Guinup, who is the founder and do we call you the executive director?
Yes,
of the
exactly.
Tacoma Refugee Choir, and Nathalie Bajinya is the refugee outreach coordinator for the Tacoma Refugee Choir. Thank you both for being here. This is an idea that has just kind of blossomed.
Exactly.
Well, let's first talk about what it is that has blossomed, and also how it blossomed. How did the seed get planted with you, Erin?
Exactly. So the Tacoma Refugee Choir is an effort to create a more welcoming community through song. And the idea is to bring refugees and community members together to demystify and build connections. So often we don't connect with people outside our social circles, and this is an opportunity to use music as an international language to find common ground. And we often say that it's hard not to love people when you sing together. So there's just so much love and joy in the room when we have these rehearsals.
And people, I was thinking about when I was learning about your organization, refugees are in our midst. We get to hear about them on TV and we hear all of the different stories, but here they are. And Nathalie, maybe you'd like to talk about that a little bit. How has it been for you to be involved with the Tacoma Refugee Choir?
For me, I love it. I feel like I found another home because I was a foster care. And then when I turned 21, I have to get out of the foster care system, which was really hard for me to be having a social worker, and then you don't have the social worker. You can't turn into to ask if you have a problem, and English is still struggling, So when I went to start taking classes to get citizenship, the one lady came to me. I was singing, and she said, "Oh, we have a refugee choir." I was like, "Whoa, people still thinking about us, huh?" So I decided that's how we go. I went there, I fall in love with it. I love it, and I cannot miss it. Sometimes people would ask me, "Hey, Nathalie, can you come to see me Tuesday?" I'm like, "No, I have to go to choir. If you want to join me to choir, it would be great."
Well, let's talk about that. What if I wanted to join? I am not a refugee. Is it just for refugees, or who can be involved here?
Anyone can be involved. Of course, we are especially doing our outreach to refugees and immigrants, but anyone who believes in the power of community and the value of everyone to use their voice to make a difference is welcome. We meet on Tuesday nights at the Lighthouse Center on the east side, 5016 A Street, from 7 to 8:30, and we share music together. At our rehearsal on Tuesday, Nathalie sang a song for us, and we had another member who introduced this Green Day-like song that he had written, and we just have this beautiful sharing of music and of different cultures and different ideas and perspectives, and basically just a lot of love through music.
I love that. So let's paint a picture of who's there. I mean, refugees from everywhere, yes?
Yeah, and because we have an open door policy, we don't require people to make a long-term commitment. So we've had people who've come 1 or 2 weeks from us to a rehearsal, and others who come every single week who can't miss it because it's such a big part of our lives now. But we've welcomed 150 people from over 24 countries in our first year, and we've had some really beautiful experiences. I think perhaps my favorite was a man who came, and he said at the end of that rehearsal that he'd been in the country for 4 months and never felt welcomed until that night, and how much it meant to him. On the screen right now is a picture of our friend Zamo, who calls me his sister. We really do become like family together.
What do you think it is about singing? I mean, I have experienced this.
Yeah.
And especially now in such it feels like divisive times.
Yeah.
When we all are thinking about the other, it's hard to really connect sometimes. What is it about singing that for you two, let's just make this personal. What is it about singing for you two that makes that connection for people?
Well, it's part of what makes us human. When we are, so often our lives are dominated by electronics and things that are very cut and dry and not connected to our humanity. And when we experience something together as human beings, united on this planet at this time, there's beautiful things that can come out of that. We share emotions. We realize we're more alike than we are different. And we just really, we share something special in that moment.
Yeah, and for me, music, like in my culture, music is a part of who we are. Like she said, like if you don't, like in the Congo, if you don't have instrument, you know how to dance, you know how to sing. So singing for me, even growing in orphanage, like when I sing, I have that connection, feeling like there is someone there who understanding me, especially when I sing like gospel music. I will write gospel music and asking God, and sometimes we will see something happening. I say, actually, I mean it. You know, that my music, it mean it. You know, when you see things happening, like living in camp and you don't have anybody, but when you are singing and you see other people coming, you feel like you have another people who have the same DNA you do. And that's what make me, like every day, I feel like if I'm sad, I will sing. If I'm happy, I will sing. I sing all the time in the bathroom, anywhere
I want people to know how to get involved here. So let's talk about the event you have coming up.
Yes.
And let's talk about, let's talk about the event
Yeah,
first.
so we have an event on March 10th, which is open to everyone in the community. It's at Urban Grace Church from starting at 7 o'clock. And this is a really fabulous community sing-along. You don't have to have practiced with us or anything, but we'll teach songs, and we have a live band, Jordani and the Sun Kings, as well as Grammy winner Wands, who's emceeing. The voices Stephanie Ann Johnson and Caleb Germain. And we just have this really great energy on the stage. We did this event in November, and people said it was one of the best events they've ever attended in Tacoma. It's just a sharing of joy and celebration of the beauty that makes up our community.
So it features your choir and the special guests that you were talking about, and it also includes the whole entire community. We're all singing together.
Yeah, we're all going to sing together and dance together. It's a big party. So, you know, people may not, you're not going to be featured as a soloist there. You just have to use your voice. So we say if you can speak, you can sing, and if you can move, you can groove. You just have to make an effort. You just have to do it. And once you do it, you can experience that humanity with all of us.
Yeah. What do you say to people who may not be? I mean, maybe they sing in the shower or the car or something, but they are not really feeling that great about singing around people. This seems like the kind of event where something changes for them.
Well, it's not about performance. It's about being a community and about sharing together this thing that makes us human beings.
Let's talk about the music so let's talk about the music not only that you all practice during your and enjoy together in your rehearsals or when you meet weekly, but also what songs are we going to be singing at the sing-along?
Yeah, there's going to be some very familiar ones like Happy by Pharrell Williams and I'd Like to Teach the World to Sing and Lean on Me. So there'll definitely be familiar songs. And then there'll be some new songs. Each of our guest artists has an original that they are sharing with us, and we'll be teaching along with the night. Along with the Tacoma Refugee Choir, we have an original song that we recorded last summer. Everyone has a song, and you can listen to those on iTunes. There are also links on our website so that you can get a heads up if you want to, but you don't have to practice. Just show up. You're going to have fun.
And you do not need to know how to read music either,
No,
right?
we actually don't use sheet music in our rehearsals for that reason. Because again, it's not about perfection. It's about just sharing together.
Yeah. Well, let's in the 1 minute that we have left, tell people how to sign up for the event. Maybe they don't need to. How to sign up for rehearsals. How do I get involved? Just very nice.
So we try to make it as easy as possible. You show up, and that's all there is to it. So our event on March 10th at 7 p.m. at Urban Grace. Doors open at 6:30. It's first come seating, free admission. So you don't there's no barriers. There's no excuses for not coming. You just show up and you're going to have a good time. And then if you want to join the Refugee Choir, we meet on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock at the Lighthouse, and we would welcome people to join us for that as well.
And you have a really good website, so I would encourage people to go there.
Our
Just
website,
Google them.
yeah, it's refugeechoir.org, or information about the community sing-along is communitysingalong.com.
Okay, well, this is beautiful. There's a beautiful idea that has sprung into this kind of movement in Tacoma. Beautiful idea about just your using
and I
singing.
will tell also refugees if they're afraid to, because most countries we don't read the music, and if they're afraid to come because they have to read the music and they're ashamed about it, we don't read the music there.
You can just come along.
We just, joining.
Okay, I've got to wrap up this one. This is such good news. As promised, lots of good stuff going on in Tacoma. Stay tuned, we've got one more segment.